Goddamn, I say goddamn. Welcome back to the Upside Down. This is Chevy Shovelin signing in.
This is Matt Brown signing in.
This is Cameron, and I forgot my password.
No, we're not doing this. Control Alt Delete.
Damn it! Windows update.
Well, I'll see you in about 6 hours.
75%, 30%.
25%, 80%.
Steve, sign in.
Thanks for being here, Steve. Yay! There you are.
Oh, silly Steve. Well, Cam, why don't you tell us about this here whiskey that you brought?
Oh, okay. So the whiskey of the day is Knob Creek. It's another Kentucky bourbon. It also has a cork in it this time. This one is actually 100 proof instead of just being 80 proof. And I think it's smoother than the last Kentucky bourbon we had.
I agree.
It's a little sweeter.
It does hold a burn, but it has, again, not a throat burn, like a deeper burn. And not my asshole,
that's later.
Probably.
It's like you breathe it up a few times after you take your drink. You breathe it up a little bit, but then it's gone after that. There's no aftermath. There's no anything of that sort.
It does have we were talking about early, like a little bit of a wood taste to it, which I enjoy.
Slight wood taste to it. It's kind of nice.
I don't know what the hell they're doing in Kentucky, but they are doing something right.
Yes, I agree.
It's nice.
Mm-hmm. Between this one and the last one we had, I feel like the best whiskeys the best whiskeys we've had on here have been from Kentucky.
True, but we've only had 3 so far, and 100 proof.
Fair.
and the other one was Hunter, which for its price is pretty good.
Hunter's not from Kentucky, though, is it?
No, fuck no, it's Canada.
This is the 100 proof bottle, and it was $36
for a fifth.
For a fifth.
Nice. It's a nice bottle too. It comes with the top, and it's all what we were trying to figure out was
yeah, it's like a wax rubber base.
Yeah,
it's harder than wax, but it's not as hard as rubber. So Chevy had mentioned that he felt like it was maybe some kind of mixture of wax and rubber. It was good. It was very classy the way he had to get it off. It was easy to get off and had a cork that was easy to pull out.
It's not always easy to pull out.
No, it is not. Hence my children.
Exactly.
We'll be the ones to tell you. So, since our last podcast, we've been hanging around, not in the Upside Down, but we're finally back. Unfortunately, Steve is on his deathbed, apparently, because he can't make it today.
Like to point out that this is 2 weeks in a row that he has not been able to be here.
That's true. He said his throat hurt, and pretty sure there was tears.
And swollen tonsils? Would there be swollen throat-itis? Is that it?
Is that strep throat? Is that streptococcus?
Streptococcus?
Yes,
That's
what it is. That's what you get for going to ask them out.
Well, I mean, we talked about in a previous episode that whiskey could cure sickness.
Right, the hottie toddies. We even told him we had some nice whiskey. Matt even offered to bring the honey.
I have honey.
I offered to bring the condoms.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, never mind.
Hold on, I totally thought that's where we were going.
I need to feel better.
So Steve's not here.
So he's not here.
Yeah, he's Ghost Steve now.
You may see a thing in the paper tomorrow that says that a DeWitt man died. So.
he didn't quite
let's
make
salute.
it.
And salute. To that we drink.
Some of this,
You still get the chills.
Oh yeah.
As with any other 100 proof, you still get the chills as it goes down.
That's the first time I actually took a shot of that.
That's
I've been drinking it with some ice in it. It definitely stays in your mouth. Like my mouth is watering a little bit from it. I like it though.
My throat isn't burning though.
No.
Right.
No.
But you still feel warm inside. So we're going to get started off today with a little bit of topics. One I'm going to bring up first is, so I didn't even know about this, to be honest, and it says lead singer posts apology for trying to kill his wife, and this is a lead singer from As I May Dying. No,
he was trying to get a hitman to kill his wife.
Right.
And it was a Christian rock band.
Right. and like he completed his prison sentence, and he let out this big apology saying like, oh, I put up this big face and stuff, but I'm not really who I am in my lyrics and all this stuff. But then he apologized, and it's like, well, why'd you want to kill your wife is what I want to know. Like, what pushed you that far? Do you want to kill your wife?
So was it ex-wife? Was it actual wife?
Well, I'm guessing they're not together anymore.
At the time, it was his current wife.
Wow.
Well,
Get a
that's
divorce.
nuts.
Well, okay, maybe if he's making like tons of money off his music and everything, and like, oh, I don't want her to get any of it. But at the same time, do something else about that legally.
Do you guys know if she had
not
kids?
go ahead and
You
killed?
could
they
have
had
hired
kids?
a fucking gigolo.
I know.
Like, hey, I need you to go hit on my wife and come on to her. Make something happen.
Right.
Come
They're
on.
like,
And
to where
that,
it's
that's
like,
not illegal.
You-
That is 100% not illegal.
if you go in there and there's like, something going on, you'd be like, hey, I want a divorce.
Right. All of a sudden, engineer your own way to catch her cheating. And then once she's caught cheating, she's entitled to zero.
Right.
Nothing.
If you got all that money, I'm sure you could do it. But no, you got to get like, what put you to the point where you want to get this bitch killed? That's crazy. And like, I've always heard of As I Lay Dying. I can't say that I really listen to their music all that
I
much.
could not give you a song off the top of my head. Honestly.
I'm not
Same.
good with Trek names
No.
and stuff to
Yeah.
begin with. But, it's somebody I've heard of, but I didn't like, this was a while ago. So I don't even know.
2016
Yeah, it's crazy.
is
Yeah.
when he got let off on parole and when he made this whole statement and everything.
I don't know. It's just putting that out there as a first little topic. Another topic. Well, let's go on to a happier note besides killing our wives. Well, not us killing
Wait,
our wives,
what?
but the Christian guy,
Christian guy, yeah.
wanting to kill his wife.
We're not doing that today.
We're not religious, so you don't have to worry about
That's
that
right.
with us.
There you go. Huh.
But
And moving on.
the feeding cows
Oh,
seaweed
yes.
it could cut down on methane.
Methamphetamine.
Those cows
Methamphetamine.
love their crystal meth, and nothing soothes them more than eating some seaweed. Like, just go to weed, guys. That crystal meth it's lame.
It's cutting down on 90% of the methane.
Emissions. That's right.
Methane. That's what I meant.
methane. There we go. No, it's not global warming. It's cows. The researchers in Australia have published results of a study that they did, and it was pretty much that they figured out if they feed these certain cows, or if they feed these cows the certain kind of seaweed, and it's like a red seaweed or something like that, it actually stops them from producing so much methane.
Which is through their farts and burps.
Yes, exactly.
What I want to know is, will it change their taste? Will it?
That
change
is a
their
good
taste?
point. And
that
that
is
would
a good question.
there only can be done through a long-term study. I guess you're gonna have to feed a cow that seaweed for its entirety,
Yeah.
and eat it.
Don't taste that cow. Eat that cow. I mean, yeah, but I mean, okay, not to turn back to Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but they injected that cow with cheese and like maybe we should just be feeding our cows
Did you see what I
cheese
ordered?
and other delicious
blood
things.
leader.
I don't know. I don't know if I could be a farmer. And if I was a farmer, I don't know if I could, get high on my own supply, so to speak.
Like, eat your cow?
Yeah, I just don't know if I could. Could you imagine raising something, feeding it, getting the vet to come over and make sure it's okay when it's sick?
It's not just one
And then
cow,
all of a
though.
sudden- no, it's
It's
many
not just
cows.
one cow.
I could see, a sheer volume of cows. You end up, emotionally disassociating with all of them.
It's like eating your
But-
children.
Yeah, in this kind of.
Not if
Or your
you're
cat.
okay. I could get it if it's one cow, and you're like,
Oh,
"Oh, Bessie."
Oh, Bessie.
Yeah, it's always Bessie.
cut your ass
open
one day.
I'm gonna get you so delicious.
I would just
Bessie.
feel like
Bessie.
I
So
would
good.
feel like fucking Satan sitting there, like just raising you to cut you open and sell you to the
I think-
butcher.
See, like me, when I usually deal with horrible situations, I deal with it with comedy. So I would probably tell her things like that while I fed her. I'd be
Never cut you open, bitch.
One of these days,
You
Bessie.
are gonna make the best roast, Bessie. You're such a pretty, delicious girl.
Look at your rump.
As he just eats it, it's red seaweed.
I could make a roast out of that, bro, girl.
Look at that.
Well, I mean, I tell my wife that, so I don't know about telling a cow that.
Eat that ass. Wait.
Right, exactly.
Eat the seaweed real quick.
I just coughed, guys. I think I have a sore throat. I
Oh,
probably
no.
should go.
Yeah, you
probably
should go
going
home. Yeah, we can finish the show.
But yeah, that would be great for lessening shit in the air, pretty much.
Yeah, climate change.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it says here that suggested that mixing the seaweed with the cow's feed has reduced their methane emission by 99%, by up to 99%.
99.
That is a
99%.
crazy statistic.
That is insane.
On top of that, the article is also saying that seaweed is very easy to farm, and Cam, you were saying you can actually cultivate it relatively soon.
Yeah, don't quote me on that. I don't know how quickly you can cultivate, but I do know that seaweed is one of those plants that grows very quickly.
Well, I guess it depends on what kind it is, though, too.
I could see that.
But yeah, I think that would, if that's legit facts, and like, I don't think Australia would lie to us.
Yeah,
Well, especially not over the internet.
No, you can't do that. That's
Kangaroo eating motherfucker.
It costs too much money now, right?
You know what?
Yeah,
Wait,
right.
no. I can tell you a time Australia did lie to us. They said, "Well, that's not a knife. This is a knife." Well, you're lying, sir.
I would. All right, so I request explanation.
That's not a knife.
Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee.
That's not a knife. That's not an Australian accent at all. Whoa.
That's not a knife.
That's not a knife. There's a knife, governor.
Godna.
But yeah,
It was in a movie.
They were both knives.
Oh, okay.
The guy had a little knife, and then he pulls out like a Bowie knife.
Oh,
Pretty much
okay.
is like, my dick's bigger than yours.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
deal with it.
Let's see how Schwartz is as big as
Oh man, I watched that the other day. It
How
was
was
so
it?
good.
Oh, I haven't watched it in years.
So what is that, guys? We have to explain what that is.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
Have you seen Spaceballs lately?
No.
Really?
I
Nope.
have not either, honestly.
Oh my
Last time I watched it, I think it was
God.
like 15.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
16?
I
Long
had to
time
have
ago.
been maybe like fucking 13 or so, if that. Like, I'd watched it a lot.
Damn, that'd be like, what, 30 years ago
Yeah,
now?
30, 40
It's
years
insane.
ago. But it was a long time ago. And watching it now, it's just like all of it comes back.
Speaking of like 31 years ago today, Fievel, the American Tale, came out
No way!
today. Yeah,
And I feel old.
yeah me
Wow.
too. Tell me about it.
You weren't
It's
even
insane.
alive back then.
No,
I was not.
no,
Neither was I.
But I still
no,
feel old.
I was.
I was. Let's just stare into the corner about it.
I watched Beetlejuice the other day,
Good
and
movie.
I, you know, growing up, I'd never really cared for it, and I watched it, and I knew like almost every single part of it, and then watching it as a, you know, an adult, I put it all together. I was like, this movie is amazing because I never knew what the fuck was going on when I was a little kid.
I just
was
like
like, holy shit, these people are dead.
And just like when his head's shrinking, and he's like, "Oh, wait, what's going on here? Oh, hey,
He was so great in that movie. He definitely fucking took that movie.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yo, so how do you guys feel about Beetlejuice 2? The rumors.
There's been so many rumors.
I cannot tell I've seen even pictures of posters out on like the interwebs.
but
in various
those
places.
can very much be made
Yes.
fan made.
I don't know if they're fan made or not because Michael Keaton, man, he is getting older. He does
Yeah,
not look
yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
No.
You know, his face.
Well,
is
I
getting
read an
droopy.
article where Michael Keaton, or no, what's his face? Tim Burton was talking about it, and he was saying like, "Oh, are you going to use Michael Keaton?" He's like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah."
I don't
I
see
was
how
like,
they could
I feel
use
like they
anyone
took that
else.
out of context
Yeah.
somehow because there's no way.
How could you? I mean, it's like, you guys remember the Mask sequel?
Yeah.
Oh,
The Mask,
Jamie
right.
Kennedy.
Yes.
Yep.
So The Mask was a phenomenal movie.
Oh, yeah.
It did very well, huge return on investment. And then all of a sudden they put that same investment into The Mask 2 and they got maybe a tenth of their
Jamie
money back.
Kennedy was in it.
It was horrible.
They had-
Absolutely horrible.
The first one they had fucking Jim Carrey, who was ridiculous awesome at that time.
amazing,
yeah.
Nobody could touch him. And
He
then,
made the movie.
what's her face?
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, which she was like a total hottie back
She was
then.
coming up.
Right. So it's just like Jamie Kennedy, and I don't even know who else was in it, to be honest.
I don't know. All I know is Jamie Kennedy and
His dog started wearing the mask and shit. It's like, come on. Then they had the baby mask after that. You guys remember?
well, his dog wore the mask in the original Mask. His dog ended
But it
up with the
was
mask
like-
on for a little while.
I feel like they. Oh, maybe I don't.
They
know.
really just crapped it out though, and Jamie
Yeah.
Kennedy did. I mean, Jamie Kennedy could have tried as hard as he wanted to, but he is no Jim Carrey.
Right, of course.
And so for them, I'm bringing that up because if you're going to have a Beetlejuice 2, you cannot have a Beetlejuice 2 without Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
True.
Invest in that man's plastic surgery. Something.
Do something.
You're going to have to bring him back.
You don't have to do plastic surgery. He's Beetlejuice. Makeup artists can do that shit.
Yeah,
You know?
true.
That into, I guess you could also play along with the storyline. Like maybe the storyline is he's getting older and Beetlejuice needs to find a replacement.
Regardless,
Yeah,
you know,
it could be possible, honestly.
It's very possible. And Tim Burton's shit's creepy anyways. Like, it's very possible, but there's so much fan fiction. And I don't mean fan fiction as like people who write shit and like it's legit. I mean people who just come up with shit and just to piss off other people.
Yeah.
Online, they're like, hey, this is coming out. It's like, no, it's not. You just took like bits and clips from other
It's like
shows and you're like, that's not even like anything.
A magnified version of the telephone game.
Yes.
True.
That's how rumors get started.
That's how rumors are made.
Or made. I'm not sure.
I was going to say, since we're talking about older movies and whatnot, Rick Moranis, do you guys remember him?
No.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids,
Oh, yeah,
Spaceballs.
yeah.
Mm.
He was in the height of his like fandom, I guess. You know, like, he
Right.
was awesome. And I guess his wife died in I think it was 1991.
Wow.
And he walked away from everything. He was making millions of dollars each time he was
Wow.
on any movie. And he
That's
just walked away from it
crazy.
because he has 2 daughters that his wife passes away, and he's like, I'm just going to be a regular old,
Wow, that
everyday
just
guy.
gave me chills. I didn't even know
It was
that.
insane. Like
That's
and
crazy.
to this day, he's just a stay-at-home dad. Yeah.
That's nuts.
So I just wanted to point that out. I mean,
Because he was in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, he was in everything, man.
Yeah,
It was
in everything.
insane. Yeah,
He was really in like the peak of his career.
Right.
He just
Just
stepped
dropped
away.
off.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I mean,
as fuck.
awesome. I just round
Didn't
of, round of
Keanu
applause.
Reeves' girlfriend die or something?
That was before his peak. That was one of the things that actually drove him to, he really,
he monotone as fuck.
yeah, literally, like he just lost everything. Like apparently, like so, what his backstory is like, he lost his he lost his mom or his parents,
Damn.
and then he was dating this girl that really helped him get out of his depression, and then she died.
Jesus.
And
I
so
didn't know
then-
any of this, honestly. Like, wow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like Keanu Reeves has actually got a really dark history.
Yeah, I knew that.
Like, and before The Matrix, of course, like it was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure that really jump started his whole career. That
Right.
was the snowball getting started.
Oh
for
yeah,
him.
for sure.
And then Speed was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
that was
I
when his
forgot about
snowball was
Speed.
really getting bigger, and The Matrix was like that was the peak.
Yeah.
And he's
Hmm.
still peaking to this day with things like
He's
John Wick.
He's
John Wick,
always
yeah.
such.
Yep.
He's always such a god character now.
Yeah.
He's always such a godly
Well, I mean,
character.
he is the one.
Right. I mean, he's
He
got
has
a
not come
godly
down
cause.
though. He has
No.
not. He has refused to come down.
That's awesome.
What's that
honestly.
one movie where he like sends people back to hell, like demons?
Constantine.
I really liked
Oh man, that was a
Constantine.
good movie.
I came home the other day. We were driving home from Frankenmuth for Amber's birthday. We were coming home, and on the way home, I just thought of that movie randomly. First thing I did when I came home is I watched it. I ended up subscribing to fucking HBO for $15 a month just like watch a stupid
I
fucking
lo-
movie.
I love that. Do you have, okay.
I say stupid fucking movie, but I wanted to watch it.
Speaking
That
of,
was such a great movie.
stupid movies, Crackle. Have you checked out Crackle?
No, I haven't checked it
It's
out at all.
it's free, but it's got advertisements up the ass.
Worse than Hulu.
Oh yeah, way
Oh, really?
worse than
Okay,
Hulu.
okay.
But like yeah, they've got some like legitimate older movies. Like we watched Short Circuit,
Oh,
and then
love
the
it.
second Short Circuit I couldn't really finish because of like our internet or some shit. I don't even remember. But it doesn't have the original people, and
Yeah.
it was kind of like meh. So I wasn't.
Johnny Five
But
is alive.
a lot of old action movies too, which I was into because my dad was into old action movies, so it's like, oh my god, like Steven Seagal and Van Damme and shit.
Did you ever
I was like,
see-
snap.
Speaking of John Van Damme, Time Cop.
Yeah.
Yes, I do
Yeah.
remember
That's
that.
the first movie I watched with boobs in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
I will always remember.
First, one of the first
I
movies.
will always remember.
Total Recall, 3 boobs.
Yes.
Yes.
It didn't strike me the same though, and as
Well,
well
you
as
know
that
they're
was
not
after
real.
I saw Time Cop.
I think I saw that before Time Cop, but I'm sure I've seen boobs before that in a movie at least.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
I
we're
thought
not
you-
all as cool as you.
Oh no! I remember it. It was like an old TV, like a British sitcom or something. was sitting there watching it, and some girl's boobs, were shown. And I was like, that's not real. And my sister's like, yeah, it is. So I was like, what? Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Those are fake.
No,
I didn't fucking know. I was a little kid. Big old chesticles in my face. Oh, God damn.
Did you guys ever see the movie Cobra with Sylvester Stallone?
Oh,
I have not.
Djibouti Dubs did a dub for Cobra.
Really?
It was so fucking hilarious.
Because that movie, it was cheap. Looking back on it now, like
He's
it
always
was
got the
cheesy.
matchstick in his fucking mouth.
Like he
Dude.
spits it out. He'll spit out his matchstick, say something cool. It'll cut away from him for a second. He'll come back. He's got it back in his mouth.
It's just that good of a
Oh,
bad
man.
fucking.
I loved it as a kid, especially the guy, that big guy.
It.
I want to know. It'd be interesting to know what happened to the bad guy actor of Cobra, whoever the main bad
I'm
guy
pretty
was.
sure he lit him on
that
fire
big
with that
guy?
match.
No, but no, he didn't light him on fire. No, he ended up lifting him up and hooking him onto this hook. That
wow.
that drug that it was. They were in some like factory where they had
Of
hooks
course.
going into a furnace, and
Of
so he ended
course.
up pushing this guy, and he landed on the hook, and the guy ended up falling through the factory while he was hanging from this hook, screaming and stuff.
Damn.
And he ended up going into the furnace, and that's of course where he died after he screamed.
Until Cobra 2.
Wait, what's gonna be such a good podcast? until Cobra 2.
Until he died.
But the actor who played him, I want to know who he was because I've seen him in a few other movies. He was in Mortal Kombat.
Oh, okay.
Who was he in Mortal
I'm trying
Kombat?
to think now of who he was. I think I'm just wrong.
Perhaps.
That's possible. I mean, I've been there once.
Did you ever see
Once.
Bloodsport? It's got Van Damme in it, and he enters the.
Oh, he was in like a tournament.
Yeah, as
And-
Kumite.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they had this one stage where everything was at.
Yeah, and then
No, I've never seen it.
It's got-
I
he had
haven't
like
seen
this
any
big
of that.
brawly ass fucking friend that's just like, bigger, and he made it through the tournament, but the
Mhm.
other guy who actually killed the guy, so he's the bad guy, ends up beating him, and like he has to avenge his friend that he
I did
just
see
met.
it. I just don't remember much of it.
Yeah, well, okay, so Van Damme gets blinded because the one dude that he's fighting that's the bad guy, he ends up throwing shit in his face, and Van Damme's like, yeah, doing his whole fucking, like, seriously mentally challenged, crazy-eyed, like, what the fuck is going on with my life? And the other guy doesn't, like, really go try to fuck him up. Van Damme has good, like, maybe 20, 30 seconds of him just kind of freaking out. Like, I can't see. Like, we get it. You can't fucking see. And he really overdid it. And then he remembers all this training because he had trained without,
The 15-minute
being able to
flashback.
see. Yeah, pretty much.
The
Like, oh, I
montage.
remember. I'm taking fishes out of water and I'm blocking my master's hand even though I'm blindfolded. And then he beats the guy's ass blind and everybody's like, yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Roundhouse kick, roundhouse kick, roundhouse kick. Do the splits, roundhouse kick.
Roadhouse.
Right.
Wow.
All right. Well,
I do just want to give a quick shout out to Roadhouse. I still catch that movie every here and now.
I don't think I've seen that movie all the way through.
Oh my god,
Honestly,
you're so
I know.
missing out, man. That
I
is
know.
a great movie. Gets me going.
I didn't even know about Roadhouse until Family Guy.
God,
Yeah, I didn't even know about it till Family Guy.
fucking millennial.
Millennials calling millennials millennials.
I'll drink to that.
I will too. Salute.
Salute.
All right, let's take a little break and then we'll get back on to our topics. Right, we took a little commercial break for commercials that we don't have.
And now we are back, coming to you live from the Upside
Down.
And if you guys were curious what that sound was, it was Cameron's phone ruining everything that just happened.
Fuck, redo the podcast.
Right. Start back from square one.
Oh wait.
Nice. Well, at least Steve saved it.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks.
Moment of silence for Steve. Okay, moment.
Ba,
Just a moment.
Swenya, ba, 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 ki.
We don't know if he's going to make it throughout the night. He has a sore throat, so it's pretty serious.
We don't know if he's going to make it throughout the next podcast.
We don't know. We hope that he's here. We do.
I think this would make it 50%.
Yeah.
As far as him missing the last 2 weeks in a row, this is now, I think he has a 50% hit rate as far as him actually being here.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to say this right now. So, Steve, since you're not here, and hopefully you're listening to our podcast, and you love us. Hopefully. Anyway.
Downgrade.
So,
We should just start saying some shit like, if he never brings it up to us, it's like, okay, now we know you're not
You're not even listening to the podcast.
so here it is. So the next time, because you missed this time, and we love you, we're not going to do it this time. But next time you miss,
There's going to be repercussions.
there's going to be repercussions. You're going to have to get us a pizza, and you're going to buy the bottle for the week.
Top shelf.
Yeah, top shelf.
Top
Something nice
shelf.
for us too.
Top lot.
And on top of that, if you don't say anything about it at our next podcast, you have to do it for 2 weeks in a row.
I like that idea because that indicates he's not listening. Not only is he not showing up, but he's not listening either.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
genius.
Okay, so we'll have to see.
This is why Matt's the engineer of the entire show.
That's right.
So speaking,
Yeah, you say it's gay, Steve. Fuck you.
Shut up, Steve.
Easy to say it's gay when you're not here.
Fucking fantastic.
Dude, one of the things when he admitted to us that he's not coming, one of the things I said is like, "This is not fucking fantastic."
Oh no.
Oh, carrying on. Sorry, Chevy.
Okay, well, regardless, we love you even if you do die. But if you do die, there is an opening for someone you could hook up with.
Anybody want to put their lips on the microphone?
There, no, I'm talking about Steve. If he's a
Steve.
ghost,
When he's
he
a
could
ghost,
hook
right.
up
That's right. Right.
with this girl. Her name is Amethyst Realm. And she claims...
Hold on. Let me let that sink in. What was her name again?
Amethyst Realm.
Yeah, I need to let that sink in also.
Amethyst
Amethyst.
Realm.
Realm.
And let's all take a drink to that. So, Amethyst says that she's hooked up with over 20 ghosts now. And
What the fuck were her parents on when they named her Amethyst?
She's now 11, all right?
Is she from the is she from the US?
She's
the UK, wasn't it?
She's from the UK. From Bristol, England. I don't know
Okay.
if I'm pronouncing that right. Bristol.
Bristol.
Bristol! Tea and crumpets! I don't know. British people probably hate me anyways. But Amethyst says that she's hooked up with over 20 ghosts. And originally, she says that she's a psychic. She says she's someone that's aware of ghosts and that can talk to them or feel their energies type deal.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? Oh,
I was wondering
okay.
if you noticed.
Oh, yeah. But,
Likely story.
she says she's been having sex with ghosts for 12 years. And, originally, when it first started, she actually had a fiance. And, her fiance wasn't always there. And she went into a spare room that they had. And she felt a presence. And things started getting
So
interesting.
naturally, she spreads her legs.
Of course. Yeah.
Like, oh, there's someone here. I better spread my legs.
Well, she became, turned on, and I guess the ghost was too, and things.
Better spread my legs.
Well, she ended up, feeding into it. She got on sexy lingerie, and then I guess she had ghost sex.
I honestly, I know it will sound weird to many people. Like, I feel presence of ghosts. I know that I can always tell when there's someone else watching me. I have those feelings. But as far as them being a sexual feeling, like, I don't get that.
No,
Okay,
I don't either.
someone like me who doesn't believe in ghosts will also say, I think that's a mindset. Okay, you can think yourself into an orgasm.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
100%.
I don't know. I tried that. Maybe I don't have a vivid enough imagination, I guess.
Yeah, but it's mind over matter with a lot of things.
Fair enough.
If you think some ghost is, plugging you down enough, and you believe that shit, maybe you can get your stuff going, or
True.
off type deal.
Yes, yeah.
But what she ended up doing, she dressed in sexy lingerie. And when her, fiance wasn't there, and I guess she got down with this ghost. And she had what she called an affair with this ghost until her fiance caught her in the act. Then after that, she didn't apologize to the fiance. She let him go, and she started to have relationships with ghosts.
Ghost whisperer.
A whispering eye whisperer.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I don't know what to say to this.
Nobody knows what to say.
I don't know whether to call it out as bullshit or to call it out as like, what the fuck, lady? Or
like, okay.
I don't get it, honestly.
So the article goes on, and she starts talking about phantom pregnancy.
She had a ghost baby.
Which has never actually been a thing, but she's obviously digging into this.
That is just not biologically possible. Like I get it. I could. All right. So as someone who I do believe in ghosts, right?
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
I'm not afraid, but I do believe in the whole spiritual realm, and I do believe that if you don't find your way out of this plane, that you will be trapped here in a spiritual form. I do believe that wholeheartedly, and I can also see how you could put your energy into forming physical reactions to your spiritual
like
form.
Ghost the movie.
Like Ghost the movie, exactly. And also, say in the case of her actually getting an orgasm from some kind of
she would have to go into
reaction.
Whoopi Goldberg's body then.
Well, no, she wouldn't have to go into Whoopi Goldberg's body. Like she could be her own body, but Whoopi Goldberg going into her.
Okay, you're saying hold on, you're saying this, but do you believe in possession? I
don't
being possessed.
I don't believe in full blown out possession, but I do believe in heavily states of
tinkering
influence.
with people's minds.
Yes, exactly. Very heavy states of influence.
For me, I think it's completely a mental state. I think if you feed into something enough, like if we all start talking spooky ghost stories, that's when scary shit happens. And believe it or not, your mind can create anything you want it to, in my belief.
Mind over matter.
Yeah. So I think that's when most of these things happen. And I think this woman's case is that she believes this. I mean, her fucking name is Amethyst. Like she was also
Let's bring that up again.
She was definitely brought up a certain
rock,
way. She's
a
brought up a certain
rock.
way. She's taught certain things. She's gonna believe that there's ghosts, and like this is 100% that she believes this. This is like
Is it
obviously
100 proof?
Well, no. Let's check. Salute. Mets is only on 5 proof.
Oh yeah, 5. Sorry. I spit out half of it. More than half of it.
But anyways, what I'm saying. Cameron's having sex with a ghost.
God damn it.
Sorry, guys.
Come on, Amethyst.
I mean, but honestly, it's like I imagine just being able to sit at the table and all of a sudden get a quick blowjob or something. Nobody's looking, nobody's watching, nobody even fucking knows because it's invisible. It's just a ghost. And all of a sudden, you're just, hey guys, I'm just gonna creep my lap down for a second.
That brings a whole nother fucking set of rules here. Then is it cheating if it's with a ghost? Like she was sucking my dick, I couldn't stop her.
Yeah. That's
It's
obviously still cheating.
It's still
Is
cheating.
it rape if it's with a ghost? Because
Well, Cam said you slouch down behind the table if you don't tell her.
That's
You
indicating
gotta tell her
consent.
now.
You're right. With what I just described, you're indicating consent.
True.
You're okay with that.
True.
With the situation I just described, at least.
Horrible.
In which case, it would be cheating then. You're not getting raped. That's straight up cheating.
True.
Like, you're
True.
All right.
like, okay, somebody else is sucking my dick and I'm just going to go along with it. And no, that's not okay.
Hold on. Let's say if ghosts weren't a real thing and stuff, and it's just in your mind, it'd be like a form of self-masturbation. But it'd be weird
Well, then
if
in
you
that
did it at
case,
the
it's
table.
not cheating.
If you did it at the table, that'd be pretty weird.
Yes, it would be weird, but it wouldn't be cheating. It would just be weird enough to the
hold
point
on,
where it might be worse than
But
cheating.
let me throw in another little swoop-de-doo. Because in your mind you think that it's true, it would be cheating. It wouldn't be cheating
but what if
looking
you're
on the
thinking about your
outside.
spouse? What if you're thinking about your spouse while it's
Your
happening?
spouse, is not a ghost, though.
Yeah, it's it's not they're not a ghost, but I guess that would depend on how your spouse would take it. If your spouse is not okay with you masturbating, then your spouse would look at it as a cheating.
But
if your spouse is okay with it and gives you things to...
Your hand is not a person. A ghost is a person.
Your hand is closer to a person than a ghost is, though.
Yeah, fair point.
Physically, no. Physically, no. Yes. Physically, yes. But a person, a ghost, has a mindset. They actually are, a soul. They're gained from experience. They're actually a living, not living, but an entity, which is like they have a way to communicate. They have a way to actually be a person.
Boy,
regardless
we
if
are
they're a ghost.
very interested in this topic.
Yes, we are. Honestly,
we
Just
have gone on and on.
I think it's cheating.
And what if it's what if it's a gay thing? I mean, honestly, what if the ghost that's
Yeah.
doing
What
it
does
is
it
gay?
do?
How do you know?
Well,
How do you know?
Yeah.
How would you know?
I'm just saying. Not that there's anything wrong with
I don't
that.
know. Yeah, I don't know if she said if they were guys or girls.
Demogorgon dick.
Right. From the
What if it's a Demogorgon? Yeah.
Right. I mean, Patrick Swayze, come in and tell us.
Hey, we need a button. All right, so Mr. Engineer, we do need a button of one of us saying next topic.
Next topic.
Just so we can also hit it like next topic, next topic, next topic.
I don't trust you with
topic.
buttons. I don't. I don't trust you with buttons. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Nope.
Wow.
No next topic
doesn't want-
there.
Oh, it doesn't do it like the other one
No, it
does.
doesn't. I'm sorry.
Well, goddamn.
Wow,
Tim,
wow.
Speaking of next topic, you pull that one up real quick?
Go Gadget Projector.
Yes. So there's a woman who quit her job to start breastfeeding her bodybuilder boyfriend
Right.
every
this one.
2 hours. I mean,
Wow.
No.
no, yeah,
No,
it's not the
so
same.
sorry,
Wow.
Bodybuilder boyfriend?
Yeah, and like looking at him, he doesn't look like that much of a bodybuilder. And then I scrolled through the pictures, so like, oh, okay, yeah,
Okay.
I get
okay.
it. But at the same time, does he actually like breastfeed, or do they use pump cups?
From what I understand of all of this, it is a very beneficial thing, obviously, to babies and whatnot, but it also helps with growth of muscle and as well.
Right, because it's a newborn baby. It's like,
Right,
I'm gonna
exactly.
pump you up full of vitamins and nutrients. I get that.
So I've actually heard of other guys going online and buying breast milk from different areas. And
Oh, I mean, we've all seen Shameless, right?
yep, exactly. Mm-hmm.
They sell it, harvest it like a farm.
Mm-hmm.
You no longer own a brothel with these whores that are fucking sleeping with guys. You own a brothel of these bitches that are literally just pumping milk into cups, and you sell it on the internet. Darknet market.
I mean,
Wait,
you
what
can
is
sell
not associated with
anything
any
on
booby?
I mean, like we were talking about
Yet.
before, use
Yes.
panties and stuff. But, like,
Oh yeah, there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
very weird. They're not
I'm sure
illegal.
it's out
None
there.
of it is illegal. It's just very, very weird.
strange.
Yeah.
So strange.
Like booby milk from some random strangers. Weird.
But
Yeah,
I still
agreed.
get it to that point to where it's like I said, vitamins, nutrients. If that's what it's not a sexual thing. With
No.
the underwear, I would think it was a sexual
Oh yeah,
thing.
for sure.
And that's weird.
Wait, yeah,
weird to me.
that's the only market for the underwear and even used shoes. Used
Shoes.
shoes.
Weird.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, you guys have seen the show Modern Family?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Modern Family. They had an episode where the kids started doing that. The nerdy girl, the nerdy daughter with the glasses and everything.
Right.
Her brother was all of a sudden like he was taking pictures of her feet when she was sleeping, and she wakes up like, explain yourself.
What the
and
fuck?
he tells her like, hey, well, I'm actually getting like $200 for a pair of your Walmart shoes.
No, fuck
And she goes,
way.
I got more in my closet. She's all of a sudden now they're on board. They got a whole fucking enterprise going now.
Holy
This,
shit.
and it's not that they are not incorrect. Like that is a very real thing.
I did see on a documentary. It was like one of those weird things that people do type documentaries. And there was this guy who kept socks, and he would heat them up in the microwave and stuff, and he would actually smell them. And like this was a whole
Wait, his
room.
own socks?
No, other people's socks that he
okay.
bought, and he had them arranged accordingly. He had a whole room for it, type deal. And sometimes he'd like heat them up in the microwave and smell them and shit. Like, And then he'd have people pose for him and have the pictures with their socks and stuff.
Wow.
Right. And it's like...
That's not even a wait, what? That's a
wow.
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 Where
There it
is
is.
Owen Wilson when we need him?
Exactly.
Right.
Wow.
I'm thinking we might have to, if we have the budget for it, just get Owen Wilson to take Steve's place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
So,
I bet he would buy pizza.
Right.
so on the topic of budgets, we are looking for sponsors. We are looking for investors. We are looking for anyone who would like to hand us a wad of cash.
For sure. Absolutely.
Anyone.
Or at least,
Always.
wait.
or at least buy us alcohol.
We'll wait for the calls. Oh, the phones are ringing out the give us this.
Ah, tricks on you. We don't even have a fucking phone.
There's not even a phone in here.
Or at least buy us pizza and maybe.
Yeah, we'll settle for that.
We'll settle for that.
Buy us pizza, you can be on the show.
If you want, we can come to your location. You know, if you own a bar or something like that, and you want to buy us drinks, and we can do the podcast there. That's cool too.
We will buy extra mics.
Yes.
Well,
If need be.
currently at our little humble abode right now, we're a little startup project, but we enjoy doing what we do, and we enjoy each other.
They're one of the highlights of my week.
Right?
Mhm.
Yeah, we all actually really enjoy this, and it's just like for me, it's just like that one time I just get to go out and hang out with my friends. It's fucking fantastic.
And
Not
talk
that it
crap
doesn't
about-
always like it. That's the only time, but it's a time I look forward to.
Wait, talk crap about who, Matt?
Talk crap about everybody, everything, especially Steve.
Okay, all
Right.
right, fair enough.
I mean, I'm sure Steve looks forward to being sick in bed one day.
I think he does. We love you, Steve.
I do. A few people that I followed on Facebook media that were coming up rappers or people who had to try to sell themselves in an artist media. They're like, oh yeah, happy juice, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, no, this shit is garbage. It's garbage water and it's high percent and it's sugary as fuck and all it is gut rot. I'm sorry to the people that I really do enjoy your music, but I don't enjoy your fucking garbage ass, nasty ass, happy fucking juice. That shit is not happy.
Tell us how you really feel.
Come on now.
I got that shit for a
Don't hold
bunch.
back.
Real cheap. Real fucking cheap. At a hood store that I know very well, but it was...
Looking at you, Jorge.
We won't say anything, but
Speed
come
racket.
on now.
Audio?
We know you're not
Audio.
listening, but you will one day, motherfucker. But this shit was... I got so much of it, and I was like, hot dog. But one, it's heartburn. Two, it's sugary as fuck. It's gonna give you the shits. It's just... it's just...
Yeah, but you
all
can get
the
a whole
content.
16 pack. A
Yeah.
whole 16 pack for $3.50.
If you want to have a wild and crazy night and then just hate yourself the next day for what you did, for who you are, for how you feel, then buy that shit. Go
Juice,
ahead, have
juice,
a good time.
Juice by you.
Right.
Juice.
Exactly.
Juice. Happy juice by you.
Yeah, that shit is garbage. I'm sorry.
This segment brought to you in part by Happy.
Drink it. We promise it's not poison.
No.
Yeah, everything that maybe it might be the Four Loco recipe coming back from the dead.
No.
No.
No?
Four
Come
Loko
on, no,
kept
no.
you up. This shit.
Yeah, but I do like the worst hangovers in my life have been from wine and Four Loco.
Four Loko was different though. All right, today Four Loko and
I'm
Tilt-
not talking about today Four Loco. I'm talking
Hold
about
on,
back
you-
in the day.
Okay, well, after they switched the recipe, Four Loko
Recipe.
recipe
The wrath.
recipe with that half of juice and all that stuff.
Fantastic.
Goddamn Four Loko.
The goddamn recipe. No, but not you. I kept talking to that accent. God damn it, Reggie.
Son
Ray.
of a bitch.
Anyways, fucking Four Loko was horrible. I agree with that. It was.
Awful.
But it was potent, and they had certain things in it that kept you up. Now, the keep you up part made it not so horrible to where you could keep drinking it. And then they took that away, and it became Four Loko and Tilt. And Tilt was the same shit, except for without all the hyper energy.
Wasn't Tilt already out though?
Well-
I thought Tilt was
Tilt-
was out before Four Loco.
Tilt?
Oh no, I'm thinking of Sparks.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of
that's
Sparks.
Oh yeah, Sparks.
Tilt came a little bit after, and then everybody's like, "Oh, that's still going," type deal, and then they tried to higher up their proof even with certain like little blah blah bullshit. But what happened was they took out all the good shit. So after a while, when you're drinking all this garbage and it's all feeding into your stomach and you're not all hyped about it, you realize I'm just drinking a bunch of garbage. And it hit your stomach and it hit your fucking head in the wrong way, and people just got sick off of it because they didn't have all that caffeine to get them going. They didn't have all that taurine to be like, oh yeah, let's fuck this night up, blah blah, you know? They lost all that go-get-emness, and it just turned into let's get sick as quick as possible. That's all it was.
I used to drink Sparks like 6-packs all the time. Just go and buy them, just drink
The
all the time.
blacks?
No, the orange.
Oranges?
Yeah, the regular ones.
He snorted 3
I used
coming
to
over
snort-
here.
Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, I did. No, anyway, at a stoplight. Anyway, no, I was.
Matt, slow down. please.
Side note.
Side note. So no, I the one night I drank like a 6-pack of them, and I'm like, I should really be feeling this, but I don't feel anything at all. Like all of my body was completely fine except for my right leg. I could not feel my right leg.
Did you have to cut it off?
Almost. I was going to put a chainsaw on it. but no, I
That is
didn't.
not good, my
No,
friend.
I couldn't feel any. Like
The
I was completely
fuck?
fine. But
I'd
the
be
rest of me, I'm
scared.
like, what the heck is going on?
There is inconceivable how much sugar is in this shit. And when I say gut rot, for people who don't know, it's when you drink all this shit and there is a shit ton of sugar just sitting at the bottom of your stomach.
You feel like
And-
crap.
Exactly. And all the alcohol, it doesn't pass through there. It just sits there.
Mhm.
And that's going to give you diarrhea. It's going to either make you vomit. And even if you drink a lot of water after that, it's going to break it through. But guess what? You're still going to get diarrhea. You're still going to have the shits. You're still going to fart. You're still going to...
That's your body going, your blood sugar's way too freaking high.
Exactly.
What the hell's your problem? Knock
I'm
it
going to
off.
try to get rid of this as quickly
exactly.
as possible.
Exactly. And then the water's trying to filter it out. But at the same time, when it doesn't and it just sits there, that's what becomes a fucking hangover.
Yeah, that's
and
the problem right
it
there.
goes like the alcohol going through your bloodstream is sitting in your stomach and it's not actually filtering. So it's just going straight to your head and then back to your stomach, straight to your head, back to your stomach type
Mhm.
deal. Okay, guess who's gonna feel like shit? Right. Exactly. What happens? You puke because your body fucking rejects it.
Fucking Demogorgon gut.
Right. But we'll take a drink with you when we come back.
We're taking
gonna
a
take
break. Wait,
little
hold. All right, guys, poop break.
Welcome back to the upside motherfucking down now.
Bucking around in the upside down.
The upside down. All right, so we're going to hat topics. Steve, pick yours first.
Steve, you take
Steve?
Forever, dude.
Steve, which one did you get?
Stinky pussy.
That's not one, Steve.
No, come on, Steve. Come on. Try to be an adult about this, Steve.
Yay!
Dude, come on. Contain yourself. Steve, I wish you would. But okay, what did you get? It's
Stinky pussy.
it's
Damn it, Steve.
You already
Come on.
said that, Steve.
okay, I get it, Steve. What Steve got is recommendation.
Recommendation.
So we're gonna go instead of Steve having a recommendation for us, we're gonna have a recommendation for him. If you have a sore throat, just power through it. If it really hurts your vagina that much, just power through it. And
Whiskey.
whiskey. Yes, I agree. Matt, thoughts?
Whiskey, honey, lemon, maybe some hot toddies. Call it good.
I like hot toddies.
Yeah.
We could have even
I
warmed
like
it up
hottie.
for
Wait,
him.
never mind. Yeah, we could have. Honestly. Mhm.
But now we
Thoughts?
just have to suffer with just his pre-recorded messages for us.
Thoughts, Steve?
Wow.
That's not Steve.
We need crickets on the soundboard.
Bull penis.
No, not bull
No,
penis.
not bull
Crickets.
penis. No.
Whatever the sound there
like
is
the
that they
little
make.
leg You
Yeah.
know what cricket
Quack,
sounds
quack,
are?
like-
It's actually them like rubbing their legs together.
Yeah, you know it's a mating call.
Nah.
Yeah, that's the
So
cricket's
they're
mating call.
constantly wanting
So-
to fuck?
Literally. Oh yeah, I mean,
All the time.
dude, you hear
No
birds
way.
like. You ever seen that picture where it shows literally two people going out into the, say, Central Park, right? They go out to Central Park and it shows a little thought bubble, both of them saying, oh, wow, nature is so beautiful. Listen to all the birds chirping.
And they all want to fuck.
And it shows little thought bubbles from each of the birds. Fuck me, fuck me, fuck me.
Oh, geez.
Like, it's
Birds
literally the
do it.
birds trying
Is
to get
that
down.
seriously like a mating call?
100%.
No, fuck.
That is the cricket's mating call. That's how they impress the female. Like, how,
It's true.
Yeah, so
It's
that's that's nice.
Birds do it. Bees do it.
All right,
Educated
so,
fleas do it.
Matt, we're gonna start with you, a real
Oh.
person that's
if
here.
Richard
Yes,
Gere can
yes.
do it, I
Reach
can
into that
too.
Warm hat,
Ooh, that is warm.
right? I was wearing it.
I have favorite.
Favorite? What was favorite? Favorite Christmas present.
Favorite Christmas present. Thank
Right.
you, Chevy's mom.
Question,
I love
Brian.
you.
Mama.
Yeah. By my Mo.
Favorite Christmas present. Man, that's a hard one. Honestly, I've had,
Like childhood?
Like childhood, right?
Have you
Exactly.
Just get
always
a ghost to take care of it.
uh,
have you
what do you think,
you've
Ghost?
always celebrated Christmas?
Yes.
Okay,
I have,
so-
I've always celebrated Christmas. I'd have to say probably my favorite Christmas present was my drum set when I was a kid.
How old were you?
I was, I think, 12.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Did
was
you just piss the fuck off of your
Oh
parents
man,
with
my
it?
my dad bought it for me, and my mom and my dad are divorced, and my dad brought it
Is
over
that
to my
what
mom's
made the
house.
divorce?
Yeah, no,
was the
no.
drum set?
No, it's-
Like,
he
we're
said
gonna
yeah
fuck.
first. He said yeah first.
Maybe
yeah,
a
fuck
little.
this. Let's just get a divorce. You take him in the drum set.
No,
You bought him a fucking drum set.
You get the fuck
I
outta
think
here.
that's what it was. Honestly, my dad bought it and brought it to my mom's house. Like, screw you, bitch.
Oh. Snaps.
So yeah, I think that'd be my favorite. My
What
favorite thing.
broke your parents apart? As
Yes,
a couple?
exactly. That's-
As a parent of split home children, I have had their mom bring them home with toys before that make noise. And my
Oh,
first
goodness.
thought is, why the fuck did you
Yep.
give them this
Yep.
opportunity?
Sharpest Legos you've ever seen in your life.
I mean, but I have no problem. Like, you bring them home and they all of a sudden have a noise toy. Hey, guess what's going in the trash, kids? Like, I am a mean parent.
Why did you buy that damn piano thing? God
Oh,
damn
the
it.
fucking
Oh
piano.
my god.
Move away quickly.
The little dog that after you leave it alone, it says, I love you.
Hammer.
Yeah.
Yep.
It needs to go down.
Hammer.
Cam,
Tickle me, Elmo.
you're up next.
That was good, though.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. I try.
It's good that you made your parents divorce like that.
Exactly.
Dude, don't
That's
put the
a
whole
tag.
hat.
That's the tag inside.
It's
the
right
hat.
there.
No, that was mine.
Oh, god damn.
God damn it, Reggie Ray. Still a tag.
Come on.
Dude, it's not my fault you haven't ripped
Dude,
the
just
fucking
reach
tag out
into
of
my
this shit.
sack.
Shut up. Advice.
Advice. So it's
Oh,
on you.
You guys are in trouble.
Menu. Okay.
They don't want my advice on anything. I'll
Hold
just point this
on,
out.
hold on. Say, okay.
Do
Say,
you want to be bald? Because getting my advice is how you end up bald.
I hate you so much.
Like, go ahead, ask my advice. Let's see if you have hair by next show.
My hair's falling out just trying to think of a question now. Advice. Matt, you got one?
I got nothing.
Hold on,
honestly.
let me
Advice.
think.
Wow, guys. Wow.
I mean, that's-
wow.
I don't know if I
Wow.
trust his advice.
I don't know if I
Yeah,
trust
see,
advice
fuck you
either.
guys.
Hold on.
Steve, help me.
Turn
Steve,
us
help
down
me.
over there. What's Steve have?
Boy.
Okay. Well,
Wow. Wow.
advice, like good advice. Let's turn it to good advice.
All right.
All right? Okay. So when you get pulled over, I'm sure you have before. We all have before, except for me, because
Now, I'm offended
I'm-
that you would assume that, but I'll go on with this
whatever.
question.
You're a huge.
You
bald
are
guy.
correct. I'm just offended.
When you get pulled over by a cop, what's your best advice? The way to handle it?
Be polite. For one, pull over to a safe spot in the road. Literally, I know this is a very subtle, simple thing that you'd think that a lot of people would be like, oh, well, your parents never told you that? No, honestly, a lot of people fucking didn't. So don't be a dick. But understand that if you just pull over to a parking lot somewhere, pull over to a side street. Don't pull over in the middle of the fucking lane and expect that cop to get over in the middle of traffic to come and talk to your stupid ass. Like, pull over to a side street, pull over to a parking lot is the very first step. And this is before you ever even talk to the cop.
What if you aren't by such a thing? What
If you aren't by such a thing?
If you are not by such a thing.
So say you're on the highway and there is no side street,
Okay.
no parking lot, no nothing. Pull over into the emergency lane and pull over onto the grass. Pull over
as far as
you safely can without falling into the ditch. Don't worry about going off the pavement. Even a little fucking Alero can get out of the grass on the highway.
Okay.
Okay. So pull over as far as you can so that cop has a safe amount of room to come up and talk to you so he feels comfortable.
I get that.
The more comfortable he feels, the more comfortable he will be with just walking away from the situation.
I feel like, not to interrupt you, but even doing that, he feels like a sense of respect.
That is, thank you. Even like, yes, exactly. So not only does he feel a sense of comfortability because he can comfortably walk up to your window and talk to you, but he also feels a sense of respect. Like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. He knows that I'm going to be in an unsafe situation coming up to talk to him. And he also knows he's not getting out of this because he just pulled over.
Hold on. What if you don't know if you've done anything wrong?
If you don't know if you've done anything wrong, then still proceed through these steps and then ask the cop when he gets up to your window, what did I do wrong, officer?
Okay, so
as
same thing if you did something wrong as if you didn't do anything
respectfully as you can. Be polite and respectful and always address them as officer until they tell you otherwise. Because sometimes you might meet an officer and be like, just call me Doug. Call me Bill. Call me whatever you want. Call me dickhead. The
I'm
officer...
sure they wouldn't ask.
I'm just saying, but the officer will tell you if they don't want to be addressed as officer.
Fair enough.
Until they tell you otherwise, address them as officer. Okay? Always be respectful and always be polite.
I think sir also passes, sir.
Start with
depending.
officer.
Yeah.
Start with
I
officer.
usually use sir, to be honest.
Yeah, Chevy, you don't drive, though.
Exactly.
So that's my point.
Good point.
So
So Cameron, what you're saying is you put your bottle of Knob Creek down.
Yes.
And you put your beer down. And
not in the cup holders.
You put your
Knob
bong.
Creek goes in the glove compartment.
You put your bong behind the seat.
Oh, bong is, yes. Preferably
Make sure it doesn't fall over.
between someone's legs.
you
Right,
tuck
exactly.
your gun into your pants
Right,
so
right.
that the officer can't see.
Exactly. All
co-
these things.
Cocaine
Okay,
is safely in the
But
trunk.
this is happening. But all of these things that we just covered is all happening before I even stop. Literally, and you have to do it without moving your head. Keep your head
True.
still and do all of this just with your arms. Keep your head still. I'm not kidding at all. Keep your head still. Don't let them
So-
see your hands because they've got a spotlight on the back of your car and they
Okay.
can see all the shadows.
Okay, so if you're following the law, yes, you do all these things. Say you're not following the law.
Then keep your head still and shove shit in places because they can see the shadows.
Fair enough then. Okay.
10 and 2. 10 and 2.
No, don't keep your hands there. Keep your hands down. They can still
That's
see
a
your
good
head,
point.
but you're going to be very
Octopus
busy with your hands, but your head
Octopus hands.
has to remain still. Literally, you have to separate
Like
your head
you're
from
looking
the
at
rest
the
of your
rear
body.
mirror.
Exactly.
Like, oh, okay.
Literally, think about your head remaining still while the rest of your body moves. You have to do
okay.
that. If you're breaking the law and
So-
you're driving, you're getting pulled over. That's what you have to do.
So, just out of just between us and our listeners thing, have you ever been breaking the law and then you got away with it and just
Oh, yeah.
talking to the cop?
Can
in
I
the
tell you
right
about a
way?
buddy of mine that definitely was not me?
Okay, yeah,
All right, so there's
Yeah.
a buddy of mine that definitely was not me.
fair enough.
So not only have I been pulled over in the middle of the night, I was not drinking and driving.
Okay.
But there was another time that a buddy of mine was drinking and driving. Got pulled
You
over
were
in the middle of the
passing.
night, and I just told him I was driving my girlfriend home from the bar. Let me go.
He
Totally
was.
fine.
He was, right?
He was.
Let's start this over and then we'll
Yeah.
All right, all right, so there's another time my buddy crashed into a curb, right? Buddy crashed into a curb. He was, he had said that he'd been smoking all day, and all of a sudden he goes to drop off a friend, and he goes down this hill that was by his friend's house, right?
Okay.
And he all of a sudden he goes to turn at the bottom of the hill, but his car doesn't turn. It literally just slides forward because it was the middle of the winter in the middle of fucking Michigan.
Oh man.
Front tire hits the curb, back tire hits the curb. And all of a sudden, no, my buddy was telling me his front tire hit the curb. And so he tried backing up and moving, and there was a car coming, right? And a car came and fucking T-boned him.
No.
Oh my
It was
God.
only like 15 miles an hour. So it wasn't really that. It wasn't life threatening, but it was
It's
car
enough
damaging.
to notice.
It was
Right.
enough to damage both cars that were involved, right?
Okay.
So my buddy hops out the car, tells the other driver, "Hey man, I go to college. I get student loans. I can give you $200 to fix your car tomorrow. Blah 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 blah."
I'm a millennial.
Millennials. Telling millennials they are millennials.
Hey, and it worked. It worked. He drove away. He drove away from the accident, right?
Wow.
Fantastic.
Wow.
So then all of a sudden, my buddy, he calls a tow truck, tries to get a tow truck to come take his car because his car is fucked. The other person was able to drive away, but his car is fucked. Can't drive away. So the tow truck company calls the cops. All of a sudden, he's sitting there and he asks his buddy who was riding with him at the time. He's like, "Hey man, we got to clean all this stuff up, make it look like it's not an accident." So they take up all the body, all like the spare parts that had fallen off the vehicle and shove them into the back seat.
God damn.
10 minutes later, a cop shows up, and my buddy tells the cop, like, "Well, you know, I just slid down the hill. I ended up on this curb. Like, I just needed a tow truck to come pick me up." And the cop asked him, "Well, then why'd you call me?" And my buddy tells the cop, "I didn't call you. I have no idea why you're even here." And she goes, "Oh, well, sometimes, you know, the tow truck companies just have a policy that they need to call the cops first before they come out, blah, blah, blah." And
It's a lady
he's like,
cop.
"Yeah, it was a lady cop. Yeah.
Which I don't mean to sound like a sexist
She
guy.
was looking good."
I'm sorry. I don't see a lot of
Anyways, my buddy
lady-
has
let
a
me
story.
finish. I don't see a lot of pretty lady cops in Lansing. I don't see a lot of lady cops in Lansing.
I
period.
don't see a lot of lady cops in general.
You're
honestly.
right,
Well,
but
my buddy saw one and he would have done her.
Wow.
I don't know. I lost complete train of thought. Go
Anyway,
ahead.
so the end of the story being that, you know, my buddy had a hit and run and got away with it.
Nice.
Wow.
Cop just drove right away. Why'd you even call me? I have no idea
I
why
don't know.
you are even here.
I was bored.
Fantastic.
I figured you were too.
Tow
All right.
truck company came and saved the day and we were all good.
Nice.
We're
They
gonna-
were all good.
Okay, we're gonna need to work on this a little bit. Turn it back. No, okay. So third
Matrix.
third topic. 101-001-101-101-101-100. Cameron just gets up and starts walking away. Like, bye, Russian. Anyways, I have opinion.
Opinion.
All right. What do we want his
I've-
opinion on?
I've
That
never
is-
been opinionated
matter-
about anything.
No matter what we want his opinion on, it is going to be a 20-minute dialogue.
I know.
Well, as long as
I
it's
know.
not happy juice, I think we
I
already
know.
have that.
I really don't want to hear your opinion on what we want your opinion of. So shut up.
Do it. Do it. Do
If-
it. Do it. Do it.
If your life was a video game, what would the cheat codes be?
Ooh.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
If my life was a
video game,
what would the cheat codes be? That's simple enough. Hold on, yeah, that's not an opinion question at all.
Yeah, he's right, but we
In
have to
your
turn
opinion.
that. We can twist
Wow.
it into
In
an
your
opinion.
opinion.
In,
You guys
in your
suck.
so
That's not an opinion question at all.
Chevy,
That's all
Okay.
calm down. Come back out of the Matrix.
Still mad. 1
Take
0
this shit out of your neck.
0 0 1.
Hey. All right. So, if your life was a video game, what would your opinion be on your own cheat codes?
That they wouldn't work because my life isn't a video game.
Well, that's a really shitty opinion, you
That's
pessimistic.
Come on,
fuck.
give me an opinion question. That's not a fucking
God
opinion
damn it.
question. Come on.
What would your opinion be on cheat codes in general? Would you allow cheat
That's
codes in your own life?
There you go.
Okay, hold on.
What would your opinion? Yeah, all right. Now I've got him started.
Okay.
The wick has been lit.
Now, opinions.
Pilot light.
Opinions. Opinions.
No, literally though. Would you even say if your life was a video game, would you allow cheat codes? And if so, which ones?
Okay. Let me start with this. video games. Playing video games with cheat codes isn't fun until you're done with them.
Until you play it all
I
the way
think
through.
I think they're fun until you're done with them. Once you're done with them, it's like, wow, I've just wasted my entire game now.
No, I feel like if you beat a game, then you can use cheat codes, then
Right.
it's fun.
Right.
Because you haven't actually earned anything.
Fair enough.
Like, if you've ever beat, a lot of people haven't because they're shit shows, but if you have ever beat a Grand Theft Auto game without cheat codes, that's a hell of accomplishment. And it's like, hell's yes. And then you get to get all the cheat codes and fuck up everything.
So then what's your
Right.
point within the context of our question?
What my point is I haven't ended my life just yet. I mean, in an end-to-end way. That if I did have cheat codes in my life and I said, like, maybe I cheat code is sell my soul, to the devil and I can have all the money I want, or
But it's a cheat code. You wouldn't need to sell anything. It's a cheat code. You could just have all the money you want.
okay, but putting in real life, you'd have to still do something. In real life, I can't press up, down, left, right, square.
Why
In
not?
real life, I would have to either, kill a chicken or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, but I guess I'm getting at that. What if you could just press up, down, left,
If
left?
I could, then I still wouldn't.
What would your opinion be on that? You still
My-
wouldn't do it?
My opinion is that if I could do that for unlimited money or charisma or whatever the fuck it would be, still be that. It would just be a cheat code. It would be cheap and it wouldn't be me. So it would take away from everything that my life ever was.
What would it? What? All right. So now, what if it was unlimited influence?
That would still be taking away from anything that I ever was. Okay, so in the same aspect, if I
Think about the unlimited influence for a second, though.
yes, but if I used any of these things to become more than what I actually was, it would actually take away from who I actually am. So I wouldn't be a person at all. With using these cheat codes for my life, I wouldn't actually be that person, and it would take away from both me and everyone in society, and I would never do that.
I mean, because all of a sudden, in some emotional outburst, you'd be like, "Oh, I'm so angry," and now everyone believes you're angry, but you're really not angry. Or I guess,
Because,
what do you mean by this? Like,
so if somehow I have a cheat code to say that I am the most charismatic person ever.
but I'm still on the topic of you being influential.
Okay.
You have an unlimited power of influence.
I'm okay. So I go with the cheat code that makes me more influential, which charismatic is very close, but influential.
You tell someone to go kill themselves, they fully believe
They
they need
do,
to go kill
yes,
themselves.
but that's still not me. So that not only takes away from them because it's not real, it takes away from me because it's not real. And that's from me, my soul, I believe as a person is what I experience and what I do. So if I take away from someone because of what I say that's not actually me, and they take away their life or all of their being because it's not them, they are left with nothing and I am left with nothing because that's not actually real.
So in other words, you wouldn't cheat through life in general.
No, absolutely not. And even if it meant, hundreds of thousands of dollars, or if it meant, me being more charismatic or anything, I wouldn't be able to do that because
You'd feel off because you had cheated
Yeah.
in general.
yeah, exactly.
Interesting, okay.
Because the realness of it would just be minuscule. It'd be like, okay, well, that's not me. That's not them. It would take away from everything.
That was a very encapsulated.
Yes.
I was very what's the word, encapsulated into everything you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Captivated?
Captivated. There we go.
Kept-
That was a very captivating response.
Yes.
Thanks.
Very good. Very good job. Very good job.
All right, well, let's take a little celebration shot.
All right, a little
sounds good,
half-a-do.
Little Knob Creek here.
Steve, contain yourself.
Right, dude. You don't have to get so fucking excited.
He's
I
getting
know,
so
just-
grabby.
I know.
It's because our whiskey's better than his. All of a
And,
sudden,
you
we
know?
bring
I
Kentucky
know,
bourbon.
right?
He's like, "Oh, guys, I can't even show up to that."
I was just, the Buffalo Traces as far as I went.
Come on, guys, it'll help my sore throat.
bitch.
I'm sucking so much dick all the time.
You guys are being mean now. Come on.
No, you're being mean, Chevy. Your opinion is too much.
Salute.
Your opinion is
Dude.
wrong.
All right, guys. So this is us signing off. This is me, Chevy Shovelin, saying toodaloo and fuck you too.
This is me, Matt Brown. See you guys later. See you
In the
next
upside down.
Oh, fuck, your name
episode.
I'm Cameron.
Cameron Kennedy, your number one enemy, Snapsicles.
I like Chevy's response better than my own.
I agree.
I'm just fucking bald, guys. Now leave. Quit playing this.
All right, guys.
To everyone who's looking back on this, because we're not famous now, but to everyone who's looking back on this,
Suck it, Steve.
hell to the fuck, yeah! Coming at you, yeah!